Coming up on Unpeeled, the sky is not the limit for NASA after its recent launch to the moon.
Fans are having deja vu with the upcoming release of a pop artist's new album.
We're taking a look at some of the most popular musicals performed in high schools.
And this show proves that villains really are what the fans want to see. All that and more on Unpeeled starts right now.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Unpeeled. I'm Isabella Galan.
And I'm Rob Gabrik. We start with updates on an actor's death. The woman prosecutors dubbed the Ketamine Queen has been sentenced to 15 years in prison in connection with actor Matthew Perry's death in 2023. Jasveen Sangha pled guilty last year to 5 felonies, including supplying the ketamine that led to Perry's overdose.
Authorities say in a memo that Sangha operated a high-end drug ring and continued distributing despite the obvious risks. They also say she marketed herself as selling to an exclusively A-list clientele. Sangha is one of the 5 people who pled guilty in the case about Perry's death.
And tens of thousands of fans packed SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles last week for 2 sold-out performances by Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. This is the singer's first live show in the U.S. since 2021. Ye was accompanied by guests CeeLo Green, Lauryn Hill, and Travis Scott. The concerts took place less than a year after his biggest controversies to date.
Last year, he released a song and posted a slew of anti-Semitic comments on social media. Ye had been scheduled to headline the Wireless Music Festival in London, but was denied entry into the UK on Tuesday. The government said his presence would, quote, would not be conducive to the public good. The festival has since been canceled. Rob, he was not only just set to headline the festival, but headline all 3 days, proving that he still does have a huge fan base despite the slew of anti-Semitic comments that he has said, and even selling t-shirts with a swastika on it on the Yeezy's website.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough situation to deal with, but like you said, definitely still has a fan base. SoFi Stadium is no small venue. It holds 70 to 100,000 people for concerts.
Sold out 2 nights.
So sold out 2 nights, and he had a slew of those guests come on there with him. You know, people are kind of in between whether they still want to support Kanye West or if they don't want to support Kanye West. And like we heard about, the UK is definitely on one extreme end of that.
Yeah. Barring him from entering into the country, even when it was announced that he was going to be headliner, a lot of brands that were sponsoring the event pulled out their sponsorships, one of the biggest ones being Pepsi. So there definitely is still some backlash, and all people who bought tickets will get a full refund. Well, NASA is shooting for the stars with the recent Artemis II launch. The 4 astronauts are making history as they will have traveled over 4,000 miles farther than any other human, surpassing the record set by Apollo 13 in 1970. Artemis II now has traveled 5,000 miles beyond the moon.
And throughout the 10-day mission, the astronauts have been making observations of the moon, targeting about 35 features on its surface. This is the first mission to the moon in 50 years with a full crew. The data gathered will be crucial to the future of humans in space. Artemis II is set to return to Earth on Friday in the Pacific Ocean. Isabella, I don't know how much you've been tracking a lot of these pictures that have been coming out.
Cool.
Breathtaking.
Unreal.
A lot of them. So we have one of the moon, right here. This is gorgeous. The moon backlit by a solar eclipse. I mean,
so stunning.
You don't see that every day. That's our moon.
Definitely not.
That's our sun. I mean, as much as these pictures are spectacular, we got to give a nod to this incredible, groundbreaking crew of astronauts. Christina Cook, the first female to make a trip around the moon, and Victor Glover, the first person of color to be making this trip around the moon. It's really special to see.
And something so special too about this crew is how much they're making history right here. Last time they even attempted to do something like this, being Apollo 13 in 1970, 56 years ago. But they don't want this to be the most recent groundbreaking thing that's going on. They want more astronauts to go into space and push the boundary even further, which I think is really, really admirable. And one of the other things that I just love is how important their firsthand accounts have been. Not just the pictures. The pictures are amazing, but hearing them describing what they are seeing the moon like that, it's huge for lunar exploration.
It is. Well, from space to the big screen, Dune Part 3 and Avengers Doomsday continue a clash over screen time. Both films are set to release in theaters on December 18th in IMAX theaters, but Dune began selling tickets a few days ago to secure screens, which is something that is unprecedented for a movie set to release in December.
The move by Dune leaves Marvel with a big decision. They can either continue marketing for December 18th and compete with Dune in what some are calling Doomsday, or they can move to a different weekend to avoid the conflict. This move is similar to the drama surrounding Barbenheimer in the summer of 2023. And from movies to TV, earlier today, SNL released its lineup for the last 3 shows of season 51, and fans couldn't be happier. Singer Olivia Rodrigo, yeah, I know, little joke there. Olivia Rodrigo will host and perform as the musical guest on May 2nd. This comes less than a week after Rodrigo announced her new album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love, which will release on June 12th.
And on May 9th, Matt Damon returns to the stage for the 3rd time as host to promote The Odyssey alongside musical guest Noah Kahan. And the season finale on May 16th will feature Will Ferrell with Paul McCartney as the musical guest. I just can't stop talking about Paul McCartney every time I come here on Unpeeled. I couldn't be more excited for this lineup this May that we have. It's going to be incredible. Olivia Rodrigo got new music that's coming out soon.
Noah Kahan,
Paul McCartney's got a new album. I definitely want to hear some throwbacks as well, but this is an awesome lineup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what songs all of these artists have to play. I think I am definitely the most excited for Olivia Rodrigo, though, with her new album. This is her 3rd time as a musical guest on SNL. 1st time hosting. First time double duty, too, for someone so young is so impressive. But I'm really curious to see what songs off of the new album she's going to be singing. But also, I mean, Noah Kahan, Porch Light has been on my playlist for a while now, so I can't wait to see what he sings.
I think Olivia Rodrigo is also just very entertaining. Also, you know, you see her social media content, her music videos, her interview clips. She's funny. I think she's going to be a great host.
I think so too.
I hope it's not her last time.
Her comedy is a little slept on, but she's really, really smart. So I'm excited to see that. But we don't want to give away too much.
Hold it, because when we come back, our music reporter Elizabeth Gottlieb will have more on Olivia Rodrigo's announcement about her 3rd album set to release this summer.
And are celebrities living the double life as authors? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Peelers.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now,
we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement. So again, we say to that, save it.
the falsehoods, the feelings of fault,
Then the funds. Learn how to save for your retirement at WeSaySaveIt.org.
Welcome back to Unpeeled. Well, this is no teenage dream. Olivia Rodrigo is releasing a brand new album, and our music reporter Elizabeth Gottlieb is here to break down the details of what we know so far. Hey, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Isabella. Good for you, Olivia Rodrigo fans, because a new album is officially on the way. You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love releases on June 12th with Geffen Records. This breaks Rodrigo's pattern of having an album titles with one word like sour and guts. Like those two albums, Rodrigo is working again with producer Dan Nigro. While we got the album album announcement last week, Rodrigo began teasing her third album way back on March 13th. A mural appeared in Los Angeles on Melrose Avenue with a purple background and an OR logo. Over the course of the last few weeks, the mural was repainted, transitioning from purple to pink. The day Olivia made her announcement, the wall was a bright pink with the album title on full display. From a physical installation to online, Rodrigo wiped her Instagram before the announcement. In her post, Rodrigo says, quote, "I'm so proud of this record and I can't wait for you to hear it." This post gave our first look at the aesthetic of the album, with Rodrigo upside down on a swing, dressed in pink. Yesterday, Rodrigo made the official announcement that the single Drop Dead will release on the 17th. Rodrigo got creative with this reveal as well. On Monday, Rodrigo posted on social media that she placed pink heart-shaped locks around the world. These locations were in New York City, LA, London, and Paris. Fans quickly found these locks and a hidden message about the single on each of them. The words included April, 17, Drop, and Dead. Regardless, it's going to seem pretty hard to be sad when there's a new Olivia Rodrigo on the way. I'm your music reporter, Elizabeth Gottlieb. Back to you, Rob.
Well, this spring comes with many celebrity book drops, but the two notable ones are from current Vice President J.D. Vance and actress Lena Dunham. Our lifestyle reporter Jocelyn Mejia has more with the latest on celebrity book club updates. Jocelyn, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Please tell us, what is J.D. Vance's new book about?
So J.D. Vance's new book is his reflection on how he found his faith. So in his younger days with his parents growing up in poverty, he wasn't a Catholic. So now he practices Catholicism, and he says that this is how he's found his purpose in life, how he's gone so far, and his faith is kind of what brought him to the place he is now. Practicing Christianity in his youth, he lost it. He didn't know what he wanted to do with his life or how to get into college, etc. So finding that faith is kind of what this book reflects about. It's about him and how his faith has brought him to where he is
Interesting.
now.
So tell us, what kind of read is this? You know, who's the audience for this type of book?
So this is a really easy read. It's not meant to be something super hard to go through. It's kind of for viewers that are kind of looking into maybe the 2028 election to learn a little bit more about him and his laws, what he stands for. He actually came out with a book back in 2016 called Hillbilly, and that kind of reflected more on his social enthusiasm, going through poverty, what he was like with his parents. So I think this circles back to who he is now. That book in 2016 doesn't reflect him, so I think this audience is really good and want to know how he's going to go about the next few years in politics.
That's great. You mentioned Lena Dunham as well. Are there any other notable releases coming out soon?
Yes, Lena Dunham is an actress, director, and writer. This actually isn't her first book, though. So both of these people came out with memoirs, actually, so it's actually really cool. But this one is about her dealing with her health issues. She's been in the spotlight for a lot of years now. I mean, she was just on Netflix recently as well. So she has never really been able to reflect on those issues. The book is called Fame Sick, so it kind of reflects on while she's doing these hospital visits, while she's in pain on meds, that, you know, that fame doesn't necessarily mean that she is okay, and that her viewers kind of wanted to see that from her, like realism, you know what I mean? They want to know what goes on in these celebrities' lives, so I think this memoir overall covers that.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Jocelyn. That sounds great. A famous influencer is shifting her creativity from coffee to home decor. We'll find out more after the break.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
We're leaving. Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Influencers are now expanding beyond social media, and your next favorite celebrity collaboration might not be in your closet, but in your home. Here to tell us more is our fashion and beauty reporter, Ella Castrolong.
That's right, Rob. At just 24 years old, Emma Chamberlain is no stranger to owning a business, as founder and co-CEO of Chamberlain Coffee, which she launched in 2019. And now she's stepping into the home design space. Her new collaboration with the furniture and home decor company West Elm launched on March 30th after the brand reached out and asked her to create a collection. Chamberlain said yes immediately, telling Vogue she's always loved vanities as a child and felt it was her duty to design one. Now, the 78-piece collection is inspired by her own home, featuring colorful furniture, warm woods, and mixed patterns like plaid and florals for a rustic yet modern feel. It's lighthearted and inviting, with a 70s-inspired color palette of deep purple, sage green, rust blue, and yellow. Now, this collab is really interesting, and now some of my favorites really have to be the vanity, since this is what really sparked the collab, and the signature pigeon motif, reflecting both her routine of get ready with me's and her playful personality. Overall, the collection feels cohesive, authentic, and has been well received. And I think it was definitely a smart move for West M to connect with a younger Gen Z audience and dive into the pop culture spotlight. This collab can also be part of a bigger industry trend we're seeing. Content creators have been turning their personal brands into businesses. We've seen it now with big players like Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber, and now adding Alex Earle to the list. Earle recently launched her skincare line, Real Actives, targeting acne-prone skin. While it gained attention, it also did face lots of criticism online, with some questioning her credibility due to past Accutane use. Earle responded directly on TikTok, saying that she's not here to lie or trick anyone, but to share what's worked for her and create something she is passionate about. And honestly, this authenticity is exactly why these brands do work, because creators already have built-in trust with their audience. However, this can bring up the question, should content creators expand their original niche to build these brands or stay in the space that originally made them successful? Isabella, what do you think?
Ella, I could not agree with you more. Thank you so much. Well, Broadway's biggest hits aren't just lighting up New York stages, they're showing up in high school auditoriums all across the country. But before the curtain rises, there is a whole process behind the scenes that makes it possible. I'm here with Broadway reporter Kate Galanti to break it down. Kate, we're already here. We already know that we needed to talk about this, the two of us. This is very important to me. I want you to explain the process of how high schools are able to put on these Broadway shows.
Yeah, Bella, I'm so excited to be here. So a licensing company owns the performance rights to every Broadway musical and play. Let's say a high school wants to do a show really bad. They'll reach out to a licensing company, whether that be MTI, Concord Theatrics, any of these on our screen right here. Okay. They'll apply for that license, and if it gets approved, they'll pay a licensing fee called a royalty, which can vary in cost based on the popularity of the production. Then the school will receive the materials, the scripts, the librettos, all that jazz. There's some very strict rules though. No going off the script, no posting full recordings online. So this can be a very time-consuming process for shows to go through for sure.
Absolutely. And what are some recent examples of shows like this being put on at high schools?
Yeah, Bella, so some of my favorite shows have actually been licensed recently. Dear Evan Hansen, Six the Musical, The Great Gatsby on Broadway is actually in the process of getting licensed by MTI, but just because it's getting licensed doesn't mean high schools will be able to do it right away. There's a lot of restrictions with the shows currently still running on Broadway and off Broadway. As you know, first-year players at Theater Org here on campus was supposed to do Heathers. They got their rights revoked when Heathers started their off-Broadway run, so still very ever-present even on college campuses.
That was really a sad moment
for
me. But I did see Mean Girls, and Mean Girls was
fabulous.
Was spectacular. It was great.
Well,
what are some of the most popular high school shows that we're seeing coming from Broadway?
Bella, I figured I would ask you if you had any guesses, given your knowledge on theater, so I want you to take some guesses.
Definitely Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia has to be up there. That has to be one.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see the results. Okay,
Whoa,
so
no
I
way.
can
say that I'm shocked. I have dream roles in all three of these shows.
Okay, these two make sense. Beetlejuice, I'm a little bit shocked by, that I will say. But Kate, I could talk about this with you forever. Thank you so much. After the break, a notorious reality TV show and an HBO dramedy are nearing their finale. Stay with us, Unpeelers.
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
From drama to downright chaos, our reality TV reporter Gabriella Guadalupe breaks down who's behind reality TV's messiest moments. Hey, Gabby.
Thank you, Isabella. The season finale of House of Villains Season 3 premieres on Peacock April 16th. 11 controversial reality TV favorites are under one roof competing to outsmart each other for a $200,000 prize and the title of America's Ultimate Supervillain. This season features stars like Vanderpump Rules' Tom Sandoval, RuPaul's Drag Race's Plain Jane, and more reality TV troublemakers. And if one house full of villains isn't enough, here are some of the most iconic ones in reality TV history. Now, first up, we have Miss Danielle Staub from The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, she was known for stirring up the pot among this group of women, but one of the most notable incidents is when a book came out exposing her criminal past, including kidnapping and extortion and involvement in organized crime circles. When her castmate Teresa Giudice decided to confront her about this, it led to an argument which caused Teresa to flip a table in a restaurant. Now, from a Jersey girl to a Jersey boy, we have Mike the Situation Sorrentino from Jersey Shore. I mean, the Situation, the nickname says enough. He was so good at playing both sides of a controversy, telling both groups exactly what they wanted to hear. And when the cast was in Italy, a fight happened. He decided to smash his own head against the wall, gave himself a concussion and a neck injury. Now, he did suffer a lot with substance abuse issues, and he was very open about this and his recovery on the show. And last but not least, we have Miss Judy Jai from season 7 of The Bad Girls Club. And you would think on a show called The Bad Girls Club, it'd be hard to stand out, but she did that. She came in first day, the entire house was against her, and she incited one of the biggest fights on the show after throwing cereal on her housemate while she was asleep. Now, love them or hate them, reality TV villains often steal the spotlight, and House of Villains is proving that being bad is very good TV. I'm your reality TV reporter, Gabriella Guadalupe. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Gabriella. The 5th and final season of HBO's acclaimed dramedy Hacks is set to premiere tomorrow night. The new season promises to continue tackling hot-button issues within the entertainment industry, including generative AI. Now, here to break it down is our reality TV reporter, Lane Yeager. Lane, great to have you here. Now, please tell us, what can fans expect from this final season?
Okay, so from what we know so far, this final season is going to be an exploration of the redemption of main character Deborah Vance, who is played by actress Jean Smart, as she kind of comes to terms with what is truly worth living for in life. And we also know that the series finale is sure to shock viewers. In an interview with Deadline, Samar actually revealed that she was stunned by the ending and that it wasn't remotely close to anything she could have imagined. But you know, Hacks has won 12 Emmys, including the award for Outstanding Comedy Series back in 2024, so I'm sure that whatever it is, it will be the perfect conclusion to the series.
Now, Hacks star Hannah Einbinder has been in the news lately. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So in a press conference for this final season, Hannah Einbinder, who plays Ava Daniels within the show, declared that generative AI creators are, quote, losers, and that, quote, they're trying to rob real creative people of our gifts. And then she then went on to discuss the inability of generative AI creators to replicate the work created by artists such as herself. And she was backed up by Smart and the creators of Hacks, who shared in her sentiment, actually revealed that AI is going to be one of the topics tackled within this final season.
Taking a strong stance is Einbinder. Now, how has the rest of the industry responded to the use of generative AI?
I mean, there have been incredibly mixed reactions, as we can see through Einbinder's comments, as well as the Writers Guild of America strike back in 2023. There are a lot of people that oppose it, but then on the other hand, there's been a lot of recent projects that have openly used AI, such as the 2024 films The Brutalist and Alien Romulus. So there hasn't been, you know, a unified response to its usage, but it's clear that a lot of people within the industry, including myself, do oppose its use.
Well, thank you so much, Lane. When we come back, are movie theaters even real anymore? Find out more after the break.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Welcome back to Unpeeled. Now, after the pandemic, many in the film industry were worried that young people wouldn't get into the habit of going to theaters. But according to a new study from Fandango, Gen Z has become the most active movie-going demographic.
That's right, Rob. Gen Z is also spending more per visit on concessions and premium screens. Attendance is still down 20% from pre-COVID levels, but the report says over 85% of Gen Z went to a movie at least once in the last year. I mean, as proud Gen Zers, I do love going to the movie. I will say, though, it does take a very special movie to get me in the theater. It's either has to be so good that I know it's worth it to see in movies, or it's I'll watch it on streaming.
I am the opposite. It does not take much. There's new movies coming out. Rob will be there. Him and his friends will be there. I have a couple favorites.
I want to hear your favorite movies you've seen in the theaters. I know we both have some. In recent history, these are two of my favorite that I've seen. Nosferatu by Robert Eggers was just an incredible movie, but my friends and I went gaga over the accent that Nosferatu was thrown out there. I didn't watch it. Haven't watched it.
Worth the watch. It could be one of your home movies. I would
maybe
say.
One of my streaming
now,
movies.
Violent Night is a crazy holiday
I've never
Christmas
even heard
movie.
of this.
It was ridiculous, but I enjoyed every single second. My friend and I still go back and forth on if it was actually a good movie. I loved it.
Okay, well, my movies are drastically different, but I feel like these reference my personalities very well. Wuthering Heights I just saw with one of my friends, and I honestly loved it. I know there was a lot of controversy. People didn't like it, but I thought the costuming and being able to see it on a big screen like that, not meant just for streaming. And also Zootopia 2. Like, legendary first movie. I had to see what the second one was about, and I think I saw it pretty much that opening week, and I went with my entire family, and we had a really great time.
All right, so we need more movies that'll get you in the theaters.
Yes, more movies in the theater. I think the one that I'm trying to see next is the drama, so
I'll be there.
See. But unfortunately, that is all the time that we have with you tonight.
Thank you for tuning in, and make sure to follow us on our socials at Unpeeled_Syracuse on Instagram and at CitrusTVE on X. I'm Rob Gabrik.
And I'm Isabella Galan. From all of us here at Unpeeled, keep rolling, Syracuse.